Hello Flosstube, welcome back. I am Jenny. This is my channel Stitching Jenny. This is Flosstube number 14. Appropriate since it is February 14th, Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to those of you who celebrate. It was kind of an eventful day. I got to see all the cute elementary school kids' Valentine's Day boxes, and I got to give out Valentines to the second grade class that I help with. It was my daughter's senior year registration, so she's a junior, but they register early for senior classes, so then they can meet with counselors, make sure everything's all ship-shape for graduation. And so that's today. It's kind of a free-for-all, first come first serve type thing, so it can be kind of stressful. So luckily it all went well. She got the classes she wanted, plus a couple extra that she didn't think she'd get. So anyway, it went really well. Good news, my sister and I were able to both get into Stitch West in the fall with Kathy Huberman from Hands On Design. Super excited about that. I love Kathy and all of her designs. She can do no wrong, in my opinion. So it's going to be really exciting. We didn't know if my sister would get in or not. She had a big family event that afternoon after the sign up, and she hurried and filled it all out and then headed out the door, and then came home and looked at her phone and was like, it doesn't look like it's submitted. So I was like, calm down. I know my update I'm having some issues with that, like with Google Docs. Like, it's fine. I'm like, just resubmit it just in case. But she ended up getting it. We're all signed up. We got a hotel room. We decided to go to a different hotel a few blocks out so that it would be a little bit cheaper. But we're just so excited. I have a friend that I went, well, she was a PTA friend. We had PTA together at the elementary school, and she moved to Arizona, and so it'll be the first time that we'll get to see each other in a long time. So I'm excited to see her and see my Instagram friends and friends that I've made there last year. So I'm really excited about Stitch West in the fall. So that's kind of what's going on. I am getting a chest cold. Hopefully I won't cough. I coughed quite a bit. This is the second time I filmed this. Apparently the first time it turned it into a slow motion video for some reason. Good times. So this is my second time filming. So hopefully I won't get the coughing fit I got in the first one. But let's get to it. First of all, I have a couple of fully finished items. So this one is called Dumbledore Turn on the Lights. It's by Pop Goes the Needle from Etsy. So pull it in a little closer for you. There we go. I really like this. I stitched it on 36 count, picture this, plus Mystic fabric. And I positioned it specifically so that this wand would be in this lighter section of the fabric, so that it would look like the wand is lighting up the whole area. I did change this lettering to white instead of a light gray that they had. But other than that, it's all called for. This is for a friend that I work with. She was the teacher that I was an aide for, I guess, most of 2 years ago and part of last year. And we became really, really good friends. And so I wanted to make her this. She's a big Harry Potter fan, so it's perfect for her. So it's just in an 8x10 frame. It could have fit in a 5x7, but with this really neat fabric, I definitely wanted to showcase that a little bit more, so I went a little bit bigger in the finished frame size. The next one is a free chart from Heart and Hand. I always want to say Hands On Design and Heart and Hand. I get them interchanged sometimes. So this is what that one looks like. This is a little Valentine ornament that I found at Hobby Lobby. Actually, I can pop this out and show you. It's this. I really thought it would be cute to put a finish in there, so I just popped that in. It's on 32 count picture this plus legacy linen. I am pretty sure that that was the called for, and I use mostly called for flosses. I might have changed a tiny bit here and there. I have a padded finish, like it's a little bit of padding or words. Anyway, it's a little bit of fluffy stuff. Batting under under the fabric. Like I said, I've had a cold. My daughter has been sick for the last 3 days, like missed school and everything. It's like a challenge. Let's be real. And then I have some lace. That was always kind of how I wanted to finish it. I was going to do a pillow finish with those things, but then I saw this frame, it matched so well that I decided to go with that instead. So, and pillow finishes always take me forever, so it was nice to have something that was a quick one. So that's my finishes. My goal for this year was to be more stats aware, I guess. I wanted to know what I've been stitching on, how many starts, how many finishes, how many days I stitched in the month, did I finish my whip go goals. So this is my January. I did really well. I had 2 new starts, 2 finishes, 3 fully finished items. My goal is to do two a month. Should I throw that out there? 2 a month. And then I stitched 24 of the 31 days. I did meet my WIPGO goals. WIPGO is a bingo style board with different works in progress that you put in. Jessie Marie Does Stuff is the creator of that. She calls out 2 different numbers a month unless it's the free space, and then she calls 3 that month. Here is my board for this year. I created it myself. This has been a really great opportunity to work on some whips. I started really strong last year and then kind of got overwhelmed and failed as I got like into May and stuff, when it's super busy with school and lots of projects and stuff. So this year my goal is to do 2 to 3 days and kind of give myself some grace for those busy months. I finished number 9 was work on any winter piece, and I picked Snowman Kiss. Number 22 was a Sal, and I chose Castle Homecoming, which you'll see those both later. And then I've actually finished one of the February numbers, number 3, any Christmas piece, Peace on Earth. I actually finished it in 2 days. So, and then my next call is also 24 Para Pilgrims is my other call for this month. So, and then there was 24 hours of cross stitch, which the goal of that is they have cross stitch weekends. It's once a quarter, and this one was right after I filmed, so about 3.5 weeks ago. And the goal is to get 24 hours of stitching in that weekend. It can be all in a row, or it can be kind of broken up. I go broken up. I was pretty happy with what I got. I didn't start stitching until late Friday night. I hadn't super planned anything. Sometimes like I'll make sure all my laundry's done, all my chores are done. This time I didn't do any of that, but I got 14 hours and 37 minutes in. So really excited about how that's going. February is not going so great. The end of January, the last couple of weeks in January, the first couple of weeks in February, I really suffer from seasonal depression and don't really start pulling out of that until usually the first week in March. This year, it's a little bit warmer this last week, and so I'm feel it a little bit coming out of it, but a lot, well, not as much motivation, I guess, is a good way of putting it. So February hasn't been as prolific in my stitching, and you'll probably see that in the stats next Flosstube. But let's get to finishes. So I finished Not a Creature Was Stirring. This one is by Dragon Dreams, and it was in the Just Cross Stitch ornament issue 2001. And that's what it looks like. I did change this to be silver metallic floss instead of gold. The darkest red I was out of or couldn't find, and so I went with one shade darker, not thinking it would matter, but I do feel like the flow of it would have been better. I don't think it's terrible, but I think it would have been a little bit better with the called for floss. This is for my daughter. It is stitched on 30 counts, white opalescent linen. You can kind of see this was in a grab bag that I got at my local needlework shop that is closing. So anyway, that's that. That's an ornament for my daughter. That was my January ornament, so I was really excited that I finished that. Next was my Whip Go call for this month. This is Peace on Earth, All is Calm by Petal Pusher. She has two different color schemes of this, the same pattern. One is more colorful, and then this one that's more neutral. That's why it's All is Calm. She has it on like a cream tan type fabric. I thought it would be really pretty on a red. This is Garnet by Weeks Dye Works. Bring it in a little closer for you. I worked mostly on kind of this part with a few things here and there in this. I really struggled to find a gold metallic that worked on this linen, Weeks Dye Works linen. The fibers are pretty loose, and so they don't stay where they're supposed to. They kind of shift back and forth, and so nothing was looking super pretty. And finally used Petite Treasure Braid. Loved it. Because of that, there's supposed to be French knots inside these flowers here, the white ones, and I used a Smyrna cross instead. You can kind of see that, just because I thought it would pull weird if I tried to do a French knot on this fabric. So nothing against the design, just more fabric issues essentially. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's super pretty. Let's see. Next are a couple of mini finishes. Okay, so the first one is Nativity Biscornu by Fuzzy Fox Designs. This is the top. This is on 32 count dub Lugana. I did change, these stars were supposed to be silver metallic. I wanted it gold to match the main star. The bottom is on a green will be on a green fabric, and Biscornus kind of have a interesting shape, and so right here will be the shepherd and his sheep, and that's what the bottom piece is. And so it looks really, really cute. If I can get a picture, I will post it here. So you can see what a finished look of it is. So I was excited about that finish. That's Fuzzy Fox Designs. She's an Australian designer, and I found that on Etsy. The next one, mini finish, was during my 24 hours of cross stitch. I focused on my older whips, and one of those is Jelly Bean Jubilee by Brenda Gervais. I have now finished all of these pillows on the front. And I still have these to go on the back. My next one will be this little chick with the wagon. This is a beautiful chart. If you have not seen it, she has full color pictures of each individual pillow. Like that. And then a beautiful full color chart. Kind of give you a sneak peek like that. Very well done, very beautifully done. She also has like a snowman one, like a winter one. Really, really pretty. My finish during 24 hours of cross stitch was the chick with the tulips. She's supposed to have a little ribbon right there, but you add it at the very end right as you finish it. So this is stitched on 40 count French lace. Here are some of the others. There's that one. And then the bunny. And then this one's hard to show. This one's the Easter piece. I think she has a bow somewhere too. And the chicks with a wagon, they'll have like a string connected to the wagon. So that's my little mini finish, and then I'll start the chick with the egg right up here. Very cute. I'm excited to get back to that one. Okay, I have a new start. This is Valentine Quaker. I've got this in my project bag that I made myself. It's got the little heart that I got from one of my table mates. This is the piece right here. Valentine Quaker by Primrose Cottage. Lots of people are stitching this right now. I got the called for Ripe Melon. My LNS only had 2 left, and figured that would be enough because the person who stitched it, she said she only used 2, and she stitched it on 32 count. I thought my fabric was 32 count. I decided when I found out that it was actually 28 count to add some other colors. Deb Stevens from the face group added like teals and like a red. We'll put it up here. You can kind of see it against my wall. So I decided to pick, this is Blue Topaz by Weeks Dye Works. This is Garnet, kind of appropriate, some jewel tones, and then Classic Colorworks Ripe Melon. And this is how that's turning out. Really pretty. I'm using a lot of the same look as what Deb did with some slight changes. This one's taking longer because I'm overthinking it. I think I sit and overthink about, oh, do I want to do it like this or like this, instead of just stitching. Like, I'm looking at all these other people who added different colors, like, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? And, you know, with my seasonal depression, it feels a little overwhelming. So I haven't really gotten as much done on that. But I really like it. Then my next whip that was my finish, or my new start. And that fabric is Pink Dahlia. Sorry, I didn't tell you. 28 count Pink Dahlia. This was another grab bag that I got from my LNS. This one actually was labeled, so I knew what it was. Okay, my whips. For 24 hours of cross stitch, I worked on this one's Biscornu Dawn. This is the part that I'm working on. This is the bottom. This is it kind of all put together. This is a Riolis kit, like a Russian version, that I got Once Upon a Time Ago. It is stitched 1/1, so it's super tiny and time consuming to stitch. I added in this section right here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just kind of time consuming. You don't really get a lot of the, like, it doesn't look like I did much, even though it's a lot of time that I spent doing it. So anyway, that's Biscornu Dawn. Really pretty. I'm excited to get some more, to a point that I can add more of these orchid colors in. It's very pretty. Okay, then I have this one is Castle Homecoming by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was a stitch along. It is now finished. I got pretty far behind and got a little discouraged about it, but this is what it looks like right now. And this is what the finish looks like. What I worked on was this upper piece right here. All of this green and this tent. It's turning out really well. This is 40 count burdoll that I hand dyed myself to look like a cloudy sky. This is a project for my daughter. We changed the dragon, his wing, the spots. I've added some sparkle to things like crown, to Nessie, to the mane. Changed the wizard's robe color. We'll probably change the king's robe color, maybe to the burgundy, since all the flags are burgundy. There is, in case I forget to post it, there's a castle here. Then there's a tree with like a troll here fishing, and then the king, and then a really pretty border up around the top. So probably about halfway-ish, like from once I get in that tree, I'll be done from like here down. So anyway, a little behind, but that's okay. It'll get finished. Next we have Snowplace Like Home from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Okay. And what I added was this snowman and this snowman. So not a lot. I think I only worked on him one day. This is stitched on 32 count vintage Stormy Night, if I remember right. It's the gray cousin to vintage Country Mocha, the one that everybody loves. Then my oldest whip, A Kiss for Snowman. This is also a winter, it's like my snow day piece. Whenever it snows, I'm also trying to get a good chunk of it worked on now. This is where I'm at. I worked on her cuff, all this like tealy bluey green color here, a little bit here in this pink. So this is the very edge of her coat, and then maybe a little bit more in her hood. I don't remember, but that is the snowman. This is actually part of the trees, the background up here. So yeah, that one's a really pretty one. Then I worked on, this one's called Winter Expanse, and it is by Studia. And I'm working on this one right here. And this is my travel piece. I took it to school with me. I was subbing a few days, and when I sub, the kids are usually spend a half an hour in specialties. And so I was able to get some more worked on. I finished the rest of the sky here, and I'm starting on like the birch or aspen tree right there. And this is on plastic lacing or plastic canvas that came with the kit. So slow progress, but mostly just, you know, something that I pull out mostly when I'm like, need something that's easy for me to see kind of on my eyes. There was also part of the reason too I got it was so much done was the PTA was doing like an event in the morning, and if I didn't come a little early to work, then I wouldn't have any parking. So I came extra early, stitch on some stuff for about 15 minutes. So I was able to get some good chunk here and there purchases. So I bought Arctic Animals 2 by the Little Stitcher on Etsy. And these are for my daughter, and this is what they look like. And they're really cute. I plan on stitching those the rest of the year. My goal is, I don't remember if I said it in this video or if it was the last. My goal is to do 1 ornament a month as gifts for people that I have planned. So they will be ornaments for my oldest daughter. She is a biology education major, loves animals. She was actually able to go help band birds over the weekend to help track them for scientific reasons, migration, things like that. But she loves animals, all the things. So anyway, I got those. I got the Valentine Quaker and I got the Winter Quaker. And I ordered these directly from Primrose Cottage. Excited to get that one going as well. Then these are charts that I discovered probably about like 6 months to a year into my stitching, but by then they kind of became non-existent. Like you couldn't really find them. They weren't out of print, but you couldn't find them. They're called Starry Starry Nights. And if you watch Made by Michelle McGraw, Michelle was stitching them as ornaments for her sons. And everybody loved them, fell in love with them. I had already loved them and had looked all over for them, couldn't find them. They originally came, well, I'll show you. So they originally came with these little pendants, and you were supposed to stitch them 1 over 1 on like 40 count so that they would fit in the pendants. But they're now available that you can get just the chart. And when Michelle started stitching them, people went wild. They couldn't find them. They wanted them. Garon Stitchery was able to get a hold of some, and I ordered directly from them. They were fantastic. Highly recommend them. So this is Starry Starry Night Part 1 by Blackberry Lane. This is the first one. This is the second one, Part 2. And then this one is Part 3. I don't know if I'll stitch Mary, but I love that one. So anyway, I was really excited to get those. I had been wanting them for a long time, so it was nice to be able to finally get them, and I was surprised when it was cheaper than I expected because they were without the pendant. And Garon, I think they came in and they sent me the invoice on like Thursday. They mailed them by Thursday night, and I got them like Monday morning, like super fast. Highly recommend Garon Stitchery. Fabulous company. They're in the process of building an LNS. So maybe Alabama, I want to say. I don't remember. Down south. Anyway, plans. Okay, so first of all, Helen D on Flosstube. She is East Coast Crafter on Instagram. She is starting a Make Way for Market. It's hashtag Make Way for Market Sal. And the idea is that before market, you start stitching on some of these market pieces from last year that you bought and haven't started. So I do have a couple of those. But the first one that I want to work on is it's Chubby Bunny by Jeanette Douglas. And I have it all kitted up in my little bag that I made. This one I have some of the called for and some I didn't, so I pulled like the purples, and I think the pink are not called for, but the others are. One of the green isn't, but that's what they'll look like. This is a 32 count lilac Lugana. Let's see if I can put something white. So where did my board go? Then you can kind of see the purple there. So that's what that looks like. Really excited to get that started. I had originally planned on stitching all the called for, and then I was like, but it's a really small piece. I could probably just fill it in, which is why I didn't stitch it last year. I didn't have the called for and didn't really think about pulling other colors until after Easter. And then I was on to other things. But anyway, I will be starting that tomorrow or Friday. I really want to get that started. So I'm excited about that one. And then my Whip Go call I talked about is Pilgrims. So I'm working on Priscilla. I've already got Miles done. I do have a color conversion that I'm using to make it more like this photo. I know I have her apron and her sleeves done, and I was working on collars and her cuffs last time that I looked. So that's what I'm working on, or will work on. Then my ornament for this month will be it's a Christmas tree. It's called Peace Tree from the 2004 just cross stitch ornament issue. And it's kind of like a swirly tree, kind of goes like this. And it's for my sister-in-law. When her grandmother passed away, she gave me some embroidery floss. This one is the Coates and Clark embroidery floss. It's a really pretty green variegated floss. And my sister-in-law's favorite color is green, and so I really wanted to do an ornament for her with the floss that she gave me from her grandmother so that I could give her that remembrance piece. So this will be my new start, probably in the next couple of days, maybe Sunday. So then I will work on that for her. And that's kind of it. I do have some St. Patrick's Day pieces that I've already started that I want to work on. And I might start a couple more Easter things. It's hard because Easter this year is in March, so I think I'll probably pull it into April too and do some fun spring stitching. So anyway, that's it. Market releases. I'm really excited about the ones that I've seen. I for sure am going to get the, what's it called? Patriotic Quaker from Primrose Cottage. There is one from Teresa Kogut that speaks to my soul right now. It's a heart with a bunny, and it says, spring is hope. And being one that suffers from postpartum, or not postpartum, I had that too, but from seasonal depression, spring is hope for me. It's the light after a really, really dark time. And so I look forward to spring. And my birthday is in March, and about a week after market, it's March 12th. And so I tend to buy a lot from market, and that's on my must buy because I feel that so deeply. And so looking at that, looking at a few other things, I plan on purchasing through Abby at Top Knot Stitcher. She's fantastic, does a great job, always get it very quickly, great condition. She's fantastic. So recommend her if you're looking for someone to go through. She has them all up on her website right now. I'm kind of waiting to see what Hands-On Design does because, again, she's always a favorite. Kathy does fantastic. So waiting to see what she does before I make the plunge. I have like a dollar amount kind of in my head of what I want to spend. So we'll see. I need to narrow it down a little bit, but lots of really beautiful things are coming out. So anyway, until next time, 3-4 weeks from now, we'll see if if it's my birthday or what. We'll see what happens, but have a great day. Bye.